A bodybuilder, an insurance salesman, a guy who worked at a liquor store, and a kid who liked to talk on a microphone. They were all just regular people, just like you and me. But what turned them from everyday hustlers into extraordinary successes? It wasn't their products or services. It was their realization that storytelling is the secret ingredient that amplifies their message to the world. And you can harness it too.
Set up conflict resolution. There's just three acts. That is every story that you've ever been told. If it doesn't contain those three parts, it wasn't a story.
Setup, conflict, resolution.
They were all just regular everyday workers, small business owners, hustlers that knew that storytelling is one of the best ways to take a message and have it resonate with the masses. These entrepreneurs always had something special. A unique product, a great service, a strong work ethic, but what really set them apart, it wasn't until they realized the true power of storytelling that their businesses began to shine and stand out in an extremely crowded market. This discovery didn't come from struggle, but from recognizing an opportunity that most people overlook. It's the strongest way to deliver a message that resonates with your audience in a way that gets them to feel something and take action. But if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you already knew this. You might be a business owner, a coach, or a content creator just looking to get some more insight into what actually makes a good story. So today, I'm going to talk about some well-proven frameworks to help you systematically tell a good story and give you specific examples for how you as a business owner can implement storytelling into your content creation. Now that we understand the power of storytelling, let's dive into the first challenge that many business owners face: making stories resonate with their target audience. This is where our journey begins to take shape, following a pattern that great stories have used for centuries. Focus on the customer. This really brings me to one of the most important parts of telling a story with your business content. You are not the hero of the stories you tell. Your customer is the hero, and you're there just to serve as the guide. TikTok has made this an absolute non-negotiable, and all other social networks have followed suit. They pioneered feeding users video content that they actually want to see, that's in line with their interests, instead of feeding content from people that they actually follow. Now, all the algorithms have adjusted accordingly. YouTube, in particular, is feeding people content based on their interests and allowing anybody to be discovered. Long story short, if you as a business owner can make content that is specifically tailored to an audience, then YouTube is absolutely gonna push it. There are three essential components that can turn any piece of content into a message that resonates and causes people to take action. Check out Casey Neistat's explanation of how story works.
There are rules in the universe, and like a story is three acts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. You can apply that to anything. And then there's a setup, a conflict, and a resolution. That is every story that you've ever been told. If it doesn't contain those three parts, it wasn't a story.
Setup, conflict, resolution.
Yeah, like the story doesn't have to be good. It just has to be told well. And that's what I would say. Like, it's not that I live an interesting life. It's just that I can tell it really well.
Every piece of your business content needs a beginning, middle, and end. But more specifically, these need to be a setup, conflict, and resolution. Let's dive into these in a bit more detail. Now, in the setup, you introduce the video's main topic or problem. This is your hook. And the most important part, this is really what you need to nail. So remember, first off, you want to capture attention quickly and engage immediately. You want to start videos with a compelling hook within the first few seconds, using intriguing questions, bold statements, or eye-catching visuals to grab and hold a viewer's attention. Next up is the value proposition. You want to clearly communicate the value or benefit that the user is going to gain from watching the video. And finally, we have authenticity. You want to be genuine and relatable to build trust and connection with the audience. All right, now let's talk about the juicy part, the conflict. This is where things get interesting, folks. It's not just about listing your problems, it's about taking your audience on an emotional roller coaster. As we move into conflict, I want to introduce you to a powerful concept, Vonnegut's story curve. This is a visual representation of the emotional journey we're about to take our audience on, and I'm about to show you exactly how it works. So check out this squiggly line. That's where the emotional journey we're gonna take our viewers is based on. And I'm about to break this down for you. So first we're gonna start here, which is the beginning of our curve. This is where the audience is right now. This is nothing special, it's just their everyday life. Then we're gonna introduce some problems. Maybe it's, I can't stick to a diet, or my business isn't growing. And the line goes down because, you know, problems suck, right? And now we're getting to the thick of it. We want to talk about how these problems are making life miserable. You really want to pile it on. Your viewers should be nodding along, thinking, yup, that's exactly how I feel. You want them to agree, and you want that to resonate with them. And now you want them to reach the rock bottom. This is the lowest part of the curve. This is the I'm ready to give up moment, and you want to make that part dramatic. But then you have the, but wait, what is this? Right? And then the line starts going upwards, and then you give the audience a tiny glimmer of hope. Maybe it's a tip you're about to share or a hint about an awesome product. It's gotta be just enough to make them curious. Now let's see this in action. Say you're a fitness coach making a YouTube video. It might go something like this. You know that feeling you get when you're scrolling through Instagram and everybody seems to be in amazing shape? Meanwhile, you're on the couch feeling guilty about that extra slice of pizza, and let's be real, trying to get fit is hard. You're busy, the gym is intimidating, and every fitness guru is saying something different. It's enough to make you want to give up and accept your fate as a couch potato. But what if I told you there's a way to get fit that actually works for real people just like us? I took them on an emotional journey from to, hold on, tell me more. You know what? So I've got some content. I've got random content that I've shot many times for clients. I've got all kinds of content where I've told stories. One thing that I recently did that was just the rawest form of storytelling. If I remember correctly, I think I had a setup, I had some conflict, and then I had the resolution, right? Like, was this tribute video that I did for my mom's 60th birthday. You can check that over here. Or if not, you can check it. It's just my first YouTube video on this channel. The concept was a family member asked me to assemble video clips from various family members, right? That by itself is gonna be extremely boring, right? Just a bunch of people just sequentially saying, hey, happy birthday, I wish you whatever, right? Like that's just not gonna be, it's just not gonna make for an interesting video. So real quick, there was like 2 weeks leading up to the event. And so I just had to, I knew I was gonna be recording, and I wanted to make sure this video was actually entertaining and something that people would wanna watch all the way through. So basically had no choice but to attach a story to it.
So we were able to get some people from the church involved. However, the job wasn't done. The whole reason that my aunt wanted to create this video is to get people from outside Michigan involved. However, a lot of these people, neither I nor my sister or my brother had any of these people's numbers.
It was basically a quest of me going to people that she knew to obtain this video footage, right? So you can tell in this scene, this is how I set the context of the story up, right? So you can see my setup. You can see some of the conflict I had along the way. And then you can see, obviously the video itself is resolution, right? Oh, we ended up capturing footage from multiple people, and the video just turned out wonderful. So, and if you go back and watch that full video, you can easily tell that if I didn't add a story onto it, that video would have been, you would have clicked off the video in like 2 seconds, right? So that story just made that video that much more entertaining and engaging. It made the video into something people would actually want to sit down and watch, versus just listening to a bunch of people say happy birthday, right? Like that's not entertaining. That's why I'm so pro telling stories in your business content. You can just make it that much more entertaining and engaging, and you can really use that story to help get your message to resonate with your audience. As we reach the peak of our storytelling journey on Vonnegut's curve, let's explain how we can add even more depth to our narratives. These 7 classic story archetypes are like different paths up that curve, each offering a different, unique way to engage with your audience. You can use these as classic templates for storytelling for your own business content. So let's check these 7 archetypes out. Overcoming the monster, rags to riches, the quest, voyage and return, comedy, tragedy, and rebirth. These 7 archetypes come from Christopher Booker's book, The 7 Basic Plots. They're like storytelling shortcuts that tap into universal experiences. When you use these in your videos, you're not just sharing info, you're telling a story that not only feels familiar, it also feels exciting. Let's break these down and see how you can use them to create YouTube content that really connects with your audience and keeps them coming back for more. First up, we've got overcoming the monster. This archetype involves the protagonist facing and defeating a powerful enemy or obstacle. For example, a cybersecurity company can tell the story of a small business facing a major cyber threat, like the monster, aka the monster, and how their solutions have helped defeat it. Next up, we've got the rags to riches. This story follows a protagonist who rises from a lowly state to great success. For example, a personal finance coach can share a client's journey from debt, rags, to financial stability, aka riches, through their guidance. Some other business parallels, you have real estate agents, career coaches, personal trainers. Yeah. Next up, we've got the quest. Now this archetype features a journey towards a goal filled with challenges and adventures. For example, you can have a travel agency that can show a family's epic adventure, a quest to explore the national parks in a year facilitated by their services. Marketers use the quest all the time, and business owners also. Some more business parallels we have are adventure tourism, educational programs, project management. Next up, we've got the voyage and return. In this archetype, the protagonist travels to a strange land and returns with new sights or experiences. For example, a language school can narrate the experiences of a student who travels abroad, immerses in a new culture, aka the voyage, and returns fluent and culturally enriched. Some other business parallels we have are study abroad programs, international business consultants, life coaches. Next up is one of my favorites is comedy. This archetype involves lighthearted, humorous stories, often revolving around misunderstandings and conflict that end up getting resolved happily. For example, you can have a marketing agency that can tell humorous stories of common branding mistakes and how they help businesses avoid them. Some other business parallels we can have event planners, entertainment services, customer service training. Next up, we've got tragedy. This archetype follows a protagonist whose flaws or wrong choices led to a downfall. For example, a health and wellness brand can share a cautionary tale about the dangers of neglecting mental health and the tragic consequences, then pivot to how their services can help prevent such outcomes. Some other business parallels we have are safety training, legal services, insurance providers. And next up, we've got the rebirth. In this archetype, the protagonist undergoes a significant transformation or renewal, often after a period of darkness. For example, we can take a fitness coach can tell the story of a client who was unhealthy and unmotivated, but then found this fitness coach's program and end up changing their life. Some business parallels include rehab centers, life coaching, home renovation services. So now when we take the 3-act structure, the setup, conflict, resolution, Vonnegut story curve, and the classic story archetypes, you really start to create compelling, engaging content that really resonates with your audience. Check out these examples of how we did this in content for this fitness coach.
Hey guys, so we talked about telling stories in your business content. So I thought it was really important for me to show and not just tell, right? So I am out here with the client right now. We're working on shooting a video. He's a personal fitness trainer, the one I kind of referenced in the video. And we're just talking about like how to properly set up a video, how to properly talk about the conflict, and then how to talk about and present your solutions as the resolution. And so for him, I basically set up an outline for all the talking points that he needs to hit. We wanted to talk about the actual weight loss journey from start to finish for somebody going through their own weight loss journey. So I took all those talking points and I turned them into a framework that people can easily remember, and it kind of just naturally walks somebody through the conflict stage, right?
The day in, day out rudimentary. Transform daily choices. The journey is the day in, day out rudimentary choices you make.
So with this company, he's a personal trainer, right? But he's obviously conquered the monster. So he's obviously conquered and come back with insights for people, right? So he's obviously done the whole voyage and return with information. And he's also, at the same time, he actually gets to hit 2 different types of archetypes.
The archetypes really serve as powerful guides for crafting stories that not only captivate, but inspire action. Remember, the keys to great storytelling is connecting with your audience on an emotional level and taking them on a journey. Thanks for watching. If you guys found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more tips on using storytelling to grow your business. See you next time. Let's get it.